this is Ginger with Ginger Snap Thrifting. Well, I know y'all been so kind watching all my gardening videos, but you know the thing about gardening is that then you have to do something with the produce, with the fruits of your labors. So today I am making fig preserves. Figs are just something that every southern garden needs to have. Now these figs came from my daughter's home because her tree's a little bit bigger than mine and they ripen faster than mine did. It's probably a different variety. I do have fig trees out there, but my figs are still green. So today I'm making fig preserves with her figs, and she was kind enough to send over 7 pounds of figs. I've got my mama's handwritten recipe. Here it is. My mama's handwritten recipe scribbled on some old notebook paper, and it starts with 6 pounds of figs, so that's what I'm doing. So if you've ever picked figs, you may not know, lots of times they have a little stem on them. You gotta cut that stem off. So I'm just snipping that stem off, and when I get all these stems snipped off, well, while this is snipping, I've got me a pot of water coming to a boil. And I'll tell you more about that pot of water when we get to that. Okay, I've got 6 pounds of figs, and I didn't show y'all this because there's lots of different recipes that tell you to do it a different way. But this old recipe says to bring a pot of water to a boil with 1 cup of baking soda in it. Drop your figs in, turn the heat off, drop the figs in, and let them sit for 5 minutes. Then you rinse them with cold water. And so this is what they look like. Now there's lots of different recipes and lots of different ways of doing this. And some people don't even do the baking soda. And there's lots of reasons, pro and con, but this is just the way we've always made them. So this is the way I'm making them today. So next I'm gonna add 2 cups of water to this. I'm gonna mush them up with potato masher, and we're gonna cook them a little bit until they get tender, and then we'll be back again. All right, my figs are at a simmer. That's just figs and water, and I've mashed them up pretty good. And now we're gonna add our final ingredients. We got a 1/4 cup of lime juice. And 3 pounds of sugar. That's about 6½ cups of sugar. And I'm going to stir it. And I'm going to bring it back up to a simmer. And I'm going to stir it occasionally until it gets, and I'm going to cook it until it gets thick. Until it gets to a preserve type consistency. And when we get to that point, we'll be back. Well, all right, we're filling up our jars. I'll let my my figs simmer probably close to 45 minutes. And they're nice and thick now. You know they're ready when you don't have any watery residue on the top. And so I'm filling up my jars. My jars have been sterilized in the dishwasher. And this little colander thing, little collar, is a handy little thing. It helps you to keep the rim of your jar from getting any food residue on it. So if you get anything on that jar, you've got to wipe it off. And so that's just one more step you got to take. So I'm going to fill these up, and then I'm going to show you my new canner when I get to that point. So we'll be back when we're ready to go in. I'm almost through filling these pots, or filling these jars. I'm making some pints and some half pints. We make a fig cake, and it requires 2 cups of fig preserves, so that's what the pints are for. And then the half pints will be in our refrigerators for our breakfast table. And it looks like I got to make one more little half pint. do it. Okay. We have a couple little drops of reserves on the edge, so I want to wipe those off. Clean damp rag. Now this little Dude Flippy is awesome. It picks your little lids up, so you're not sticking your hand in there in that hot water and trying to fish them out. Now when you put the lid on, you won't put it on just fingertip tight. You don't want to really tighten it up a lot because you want the steam to be able to escape out these to make a vapor lock, you know, for them to seal. Now I want to show y'all, I'm super excited about the steam canner. This is the base of it, and it's got a rack in it. And I'm going to set come closer and show the rack. Set my jars in it. And the key to this, once you put it together, and I'm not going to show you how to put it together because they're all different. But you have to test it once a year. And if you use it in a different location, you have to test it before you use it. Because the steam is based on elevation. So these are supposed to water bath at 30 minutes. Now this is the lid. This little thing on my test, once that red needle gets up to this marker, I can start timing it. So put the lid on. Whoops. Set the lid on. Make sure I didn't knock it over. I did not. I'm going to set the lid on, and I've got the fire on high, and I'm going to just watch it. And when that needle gets up to that red mark, I can start counting my 30 minutes. So we'll be back when we get them out. Well, they have steam baths for 30 minutes, and I'm going to take them out now. Actually, I'm going to turn this off. They have to wait 5 minutes before I can take the lid off. So we'll be back. Well, my steam bath canner is done. I've let it set off the fire for about 5-6 minutes. Let the steam dissipate some. Now I'm going to carefully take the lid off. And start taking them out. Hear the tick noise, that little click noise? That is the jar sealing. Sometimes canning jars will seal right away, and sometimes it may take them quite a time to seal. Just checking to make sure my canner did not cook dry, and it did not. That's something you have to watch with these steam bath canners because they have less water in them. You don't want them to cook dry. If they cook dry, you have to start over because your steam bath may not stay hot enough to properly seal your food. But here they are. I do have a little bit here. I did scrape these out of the pan. Let me give it a taste. See, it's setting up real nice. These won't be real firm like jelly. This is a preserve. It doesn't have any pectin in it that makes it firm. It'll always stay soft and spreadable. Tastes like fig preserves, y'all. Pretty tasty. It's gonna be delicious on a piece of buttered toast or a hot buttered biscuit. Can't wait to try. Anyway, y'all, fig preserves with a steam bath canner. I did get my steam bath canner on Amazon. You can find them in Walmart. You can find them probably in most of your big stores. They range from about $50 and up. This is an aluminum one. It's a cheaper one. Didn't want to spend $80 or $90 for stainless steel in case I didn't like it. But this is so much easier than picking up those ginormous pots full of boiling water and carrying them around. I think I'm going to like it a lot. Well, y'all, thanks a lot for watching. Y'all bloom where you're planted. This is Ginger with Ginger Snap Thrifting.